welcome back to Three Moons Gaming. My name is Three Moons, and we are going to continue on with episode 2 of our build that we're building. This is season 1, episode 2 build of the storage facility, and we're going to continue on with that. You'll see different stages of what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Like right now, I am fixing to be setting up the hoppers so that they know to accept one item as their command item. And it's not hard to do, it's just time consuming. It actually can be very time consuming, especially if you've got a facility that's rather big. And this one is rather big. That's why what I'm doing is I am doing it. I don't know why I'm dropping the block. It is rather big, and it's taken me a while to get all these things done. So what I'm doing is I'm doing it in stages. I build it, and the last thing I do is I come back and I put these in place. And then if I really am worried about it not working, which I am not worried about them not working because I've tested them. I've even had to, where I made that mistake 2 rows back, where I raised it, where I actually lowered it down by a block and had to bring the input in down by a block and then fed that around. And well, I had to go ahead and build a small item mover, which is right there, and I brought it down and over and up and into this one here, which feeds all the way down to the wall down there and around to this side here. And that's what I'm doing now as I'm coming back and I'm setting these up so that they're already taken care of and ready to go when I get ready to start inputting what's going to go into there. And I do all this by hand. I don't know any other way to do it. I'm not going to try to cheat it in. It's hard to cheat something like this, and you have to do it by hand. Each one has to be primed. Each one has to have the 4 items. Because to me, the 4 items is the best way to go. You put 4 items and then you put a 64 stack of whatever you want right here. And it'll filter down to 41, and everything beyond 41 always goes on through. Even if it's just one item, it always goes on through. And yes, I renamed these iron block to placeholder because I wanted something that would be just placeholder. It's not a Minecraft name, so it's something that, you know, it's not a block in the game, so you rename it and you call it placeholder. Or whatever you want to call it. You can call it ABC, you can call it whatever you wish to call it. And it works just as fabulous as that. As a matter of fact, I do not think that there is anything in the book that says anything in a book anywhere that says you can't call it, you know, whatever you want, and that you can't use any block in the game. I'm pretty sure you could use redstone even. Just rename it. hit the right button there, 3 moons, and you'll get it right. This game is, to me, very addicting. I used to play another game that was horribly addictive, and that was Tribal Wars. And that game, man, I could stay on that game for 24 hours straight, get off it, take about a 3-hour little nap, get up and go right back to the game. And if there was a contest going on, I was on it for the entire duration, and they got to where they would force people to go into what's called sleep mode so that you get some rest, because people were literally addicted to the game. And I enjoyed it, but it was very addicting, very time consuming. This right here is a little slow tonight. I've got enough space, I think, over here to build 2 more rows. I think I have enough space for 2 more rows. If I don't, I just have to clear more space, because this ain't gonna be enough space. This ain't gonna be enough storage. I've already gotten, I ran out of space and had to add space, and I have not went back to sorting the items yet, but I gotta pick up inside of redstone, and I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Redstone right here inside of this tab right here. I made it to right here, this one right here with the last one. I've got to do all this all the way down to this block right here. Everything that's stackable, if it's not stackable, if, like, say if I wanted 64 of them and I could get 64 of them, then it's considered stackable. If it's not stackable, I won't bother. See, everything so far is stackable, and as long as it's stackable, and I know the redstone lamp, the block, the daylight sensor, the heavy weighted, light weighted, the trap chest, I know all those are stackable. And as long as they're stackable, like I said, I don't think, yeah, it is. And even the target block is stackable. So basically what I'm saying is I have to go back and forth in there, and what I do is I fill this little screen here with the items that I'm going to put in the order that they are in here. In other words, I'll start here all the way across, come back here, go all the way across. Now, as I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, it's a lot of stuff inside of each one of these, and I'm doing each and every item that's in there, so it's quite a lot. I've already done this entire section here, and that's a lot. Now when 1.17.0 comes out, or 0.1, whatever they number it, when that comes out this summer, there'll be new blocks, so I'll have to add new blocks to the system, but they won't be in order anymore at that time. They'll just be new block added in. So, because the way this system is set up, I can go up to the surface and I can just take, say, gold ore. I can take nether gold ore, anything in the building blocks, anything, and go up top, put it in up top, come down to its designated slot, including bedrock, come to its designated slot where it's supposed to be sorted out, and it'll get sorted right where it goes. And so far I've had no trouble with it, and I'm very happy with it. The whole point behind it was to have a place to store things. And then I just kept building and building and building and building and building until I have this monstrosity that I have now. And instead of having to go in and pick what I want to go in a slot, it just finds the very next slot where all the placeholders are in place and puts itself there. And then when I go down that row and I say, okay, what's on this in this one? Okay, take one, put it up top on the item plaque, and it'll tell me what's in that block from that point forward. You know, I mean, even if sometimes I fill up a full section, like I might fill up all coal or something, I might fill up all 3 chests of coal, and it comes along and says, well, it's full. Okay, and then it'll send it on down to go to or it should send it on down to go to an overflow chest. Once it hits an empty chest, that becomes the overflow chest for coal, and then I have to put a coal block up there so I know that there's coal in 2 different locations. Whereas in this case, I mean, as you can see, I only got a little bit left to do. And then if it doesn't take us too terribly long, I'll fly down there and show you what I'm referencing. The silo. Now the silo is 100% 2 items and 3 items actually. 3 items, and that's it. Iron, gold, and eggs. And I did say eggs. Hundreds of eggs. Because it's already just about reached its limit as far as its limit is concerned. And then I'm going to go up top and I'm going to start releasing chickens and letting them run free. Because I don't need an overflow of eggs to the point that I can't, because I've got thousands of eggs. And you know, it's just a lot of fun, but I only use eggs for very minimal things. But when you set up a chicken farm, this is what you get for setting up a chicken farm. You get an overflow of eggs. And the chicken farm that I set up is right out of the Mojang book, Guide to Farming. Yeah, the other day I decided I was going to try to create a basalt maker where you can make basalt. I ain't sure what basalt's going to be used for yet really in the game on a regular basis. And there we go. That's got all these completely done. So let's fly over here real fast and I'll show you what I meant by it's completely full of eggs. I'm pretty sure by now it's full. Yep, it's full. See these lights right here? That indicates that it's completely full. Every single chest in this has nothing but eggs in it. Nothing but eggs. This side here only has a little bit in this one chest, and that's probably all it'll ever have is a little bit at a time, because there's not a whole lot of that kind of ore laying around to gather up, you know. I have a bunch of gold ore, but that's because basically I cheated some gold ore in by accident. I was trying to use the fill command, and I used the fill command and put gold ore in, so it well, I was typing away and I didn't realize I typed in gold ore, and it was like, well, too late to worry about it now. Now it looks like this thing is down to using bamboo as its power source on this end here. And it looks like it might last a while, I don't know. Because the hopper on that see, coal to me works way better, but this right here is simple and fast, gives you an infinite amount of fuel. And when you do run out of fuel, you just take out whatever's in your furnace and let it build back up again, and then put your stuff back in. And what I do is I let it run for a full day without doing anything. Two, 3, 4, 5. Take 5 pieces of bamboo to fire this rather than one chunk of coal lasting quite a while. But this is just a build that I did just to be building it. And it works. That's all I care about, is it does work. And as long as it works, good job. Now, all of these, like I said, all of these, you can walk up to them. They're going to have some in them, because in order to prime it and set it up, I have to put a stack of 64. And each one will hold a stack of 24 down at the bottom, or 23 actually when it's done. And then that one extra one comes in from when you put this up here, and then you stick it down here. So that's basically that. And my elevator system to get out of this underground monstrosity, you have up, as that says up, and that says down. So you walk into here, and we go up. We step over to this one, and see it starts bubbling. We go down. If you wanted to put stuff in the system from above, which is real easy to do, you can either come over here and try to fill up hoppers, left and right, hoppers, 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 or you can follow the hopper string all the way over here. And we can go here and we can just stick a bunch of and let it filter it through that way. That will filter all the way down to the, because it goes straight down. It goes straight down to the feeding system, to the system for the storage system down below. That's the beginning of the storage system, and it goes straight down below, and it should work wonderfully. Now, right underneath where I'm walking is another set of hoppers, and that's for this right here. There's a whole string of hoppers back there. There's 4 sections of sugarcane. My next endeavor is going to be this right here. Instead of using bamboo as fuel, bamboo grows pretty tall. I'm thinking about using bamboo as, I'm trying to figure out how to do bamboo some other way. I got the chopper down, the thing filled below, but they don't have this filled up here. And in case you're wondering, yes, that is a point to the nether, but I destroyed it because I went into the nether only to get certain things, and I went in there and I a couple of times got mobbed. And this right here is a bird's eye view from above of the storage system from above. Because when I cleared it, I took out this particular tunnel, which if you look over there in the distance, is way over yonder in the distance. So ladies and gentlemen, we are back where we started. Right back in the middle of it. And if I had cleared it correctly, I probably would have cleared it all the way back here had I realized I had cut into that tunnel, and I would have cleared that tunnel completely out. But as it stands, that tunnel runs right over here and ends here and drops down into a chasm down here. And there is some lava and some water and probably some diamond. Of course, diamond loves to hide near the lava or even under the lava. But this is where I'm going to be bringing it all the way to here. That in there has not been filtered, nothing being put in there because it's not been filtered yet. Of course, there's like 3 rows that are not set up yet. They've got their primers in place, but they ain't got anything else in place. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The monstrosity is being built slowly but surely. Again, thank you for watching. My name is Mr. 3 Moon, and 3 Moons Gaming signing off. Bye-bye.